Okay, so today we are going to start from we are still on our story of Daniel, and today we are going to see how today we are going to look at chapter 3, that is from the story of Daniel. Remember, we stopped when Daniel had interpreted the king's dream. He told him his dream and then he interpreted it. Which amazed the king. The king I'm talking about is Nebuchadnezzar. So King Nebuchadnezzar was left speechless by Daniel's gift of interpreting dreams. So today we have our heading on chapter 3, which is Nebuchadnezzar commands everyone to worship a god statue. Let us see what happens in this chapter. I told you what I do is to briefly explain. I briefly explain these stories, and I try my level best to make them understandable. I deeply explain them. Okay. One day, the King Nebuchadnezzar made up a golden statue. The golden statue was 27 meters high and 3 meters wide. He commanded everyone to worship it. He called his officials. He called his magistrates. He called all the princes. He called the treasurers, all the officials of all the provinces of Babylon. He commanded them. He told them that the sound or the music of the trumpets, followed by the harps, followed by the all kinds of instruments. Immediately, if you hear them sounding, you should all bow down for this golden statue and worship it. So, when the instruments sounded, they all did bow down and worshipped the golden statue. But Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego refused to bow down for that statue, and those are the friends of Daniel, just like we've been seeing in the previous chapters, that is chapter 1 and chapter 2. So for them, they refused to bow down. The officials came to the king and told them, Your Majesty, you told us that when we hear the sound of the trumpets, harps, and all instruments sounding, we should bow down and worship the golden statue you set up. But one of your some of these Jews that you brought in and you made officials of the Babylon province refused to do as you said. So the king ordered for them. He said, bring them in my presence. Asked them, Shadrach, Abednego, Meshach. Remember, I told you those names are not the Jewish names. They are Babylonian names. Their true names, their Jewish names were Hananiah, we had Michelle, we had Azariah, just like we saw in the previous chapters, that these names they changed to these names after being captured into Babylon. So he called for them. He told them, "Is it true that you refuse to bow down for my statue, just like I ordered? Now I'm going to order you. After we hear the instruments sounding, you should bow down for that golden statue I set up and worship it." They replied and said, "Your Majesty, we are not going to bow down for that statue you set up. For us, we only bow down for our heavenly God, and we are sorry. Of course, we are sorry." So the king was so mad and pissed off. He told them, before ordering for killing them, he told them, "Do you think your God you worship will save you from me?" So they told them, if our God, the God we worship will save us, of course. And even if he doesn't, it will be his will. Then the king just ordered his men and told them, "Go and light up, go and make a blazing furnace, make it 7 times more hotter than usual, and then put these 3 people in." So they made that blazing furnace. If you know the furnace, these days it is used to deform metals, to deform gold. Okay, it is something that is more hotter. It is so hot, something that can deform or melt metals. It is something that is more hot, and it is so hot. So they set it up. Then the king ordered his men to put these people into the heart of that blazing furnace. So they, to know that it was hot, even the flames burnt these people who were putting these three Shadrach, Abednego, Meshach into it. So they just threw them in. They couldn't get near. They couldn't get near to that furnace because flames were burning them. So they were put in. Then they went back. As the king was was waiting for them to be burnt, he saw something special about these people. He asked his people, he asked his men, didn't we tie up and put only 3 people in that furnace? They replied, yes. Then he was like, why is it that I'm seeing 4 people in the furnace? So they couldn't answer that question. He was like, it's as if the 4th person, the 4th man is an angel. This is how God works. Do you see how miraculous that was? So after the king himself went near the furnace and called, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego, please come out of this furnace. The king you serve and trust has saved you from this. That was something special. And the king, the God you serve and trust has saved you. So that was something special that had happened, and this made the king, Nebuchadnezzar, trust these people's God, and they ordered the officials, magistrates, treasurers, all his official of all the provinces of Babylon to worship and never disrespect the king Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego serve. So, what had happened taught King Nebuchadnezzar a lesson never to undermine the heavenly God. So that has been a lesson to many of us, that the King we serve, the God we serve, is the mighty God, and this made King Nebuchadnezzar promote these three people. So they were promoted into high offices of the province of Babylon. So that has been the chapter, the brief explanation or the brief story of chapter 3 of the book of Daniel. And in the next video we shall see chapter 4, and it has a heading, Nebuchadnezzar's second dream. Yeah, so we are going to see Nebuchadnezzar's second dream in chapter 1. In chapter 2 we saw Nebuchadnezzar's first dream. Then in chapter 4 we are going to see Nebuchadnezzar's second dream. Okay, may God bless you.